That to me. Okay, good. Awesome. I'm live. Good. Okay, you guys can probably hear me. I was just trying to clean off a little area here, actually. So you're going to see me draw a little bit. I figured that I would do a little bit of practice. And what I'm going to do actually is, let me turn on my laptop here. This is my first time trying to do this way, but what I want to do is uh, draw and if you could send me, give me suggestions. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Let me go to the thing, to the live one. There we go. Now we can see you guys. So if you're on here, you can see normally, I'm on here doing, making balloons, actually. There we go. Okay, now I can see it. Good. Okay, now if you don't tell me what to draw, that's okay. I won't be too brokenhearted if you don't tell me, but that would be really cool if you do. Let's see. Let me go ahead. Just trying to position all this, get it all set up. You see, I got my coffee off to the side there. There we go. Okay, alrighty. So let's do this. Got some of my drawing supplies there. Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get it started here. Start drawing a little something, something. Maybe I will doodle it first. I'll give you an idea about what I do when I am practicing, just for fun. What I'll do is I'll take my drawing pad with me on plane rides, and when I'm on the plane, this is what I'll do to practice. So here it is. Um, oh yeah, so like I said, I do have my uh, uh, laptop open over here on the side, so then I can see like what's going on here. So yeah, so what I'll do, I already saw one on here, a Grinch, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw one from memory, and we'll just see how far it goes, okay, and what I can remember. Just because my phone is the thing actually filming, and so I can't take it to like look up and see a picture of the Grinch. So I'll just try and see what I can remember. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and start with the. I'm gonna put him with like the little Santa hat on already, so you can see. And we'll go. Let's see. I think he has this kind of. We'll go to his eyes. I'm gonna make sure that he's. We'll go like this. A real emphasis on the eyebrows. Already. So let me go ahead and flip it that way just a second so you can see. There we go. Okay. And then we'll give him. We're gonna give him a huge nose. Just like a little button nose. And then we'll give him the big devious smile. Have go way up here. We'll give him extra little lines there. Okay. And I'll just give him a small, little lower lip there. Turn that way so you can kind of for a second, kind of what my eyes where I'm going with it, and then I'll just keep moving along here, keep cruising on. Okay. Let's see. Let's go with this face here. Around here and narrow it. There we go. Same thing on the other side. We'll give him like a little neck. Okay. And so far, it doesn't have any eyes yet, but we'll work on that right now, or in just a moment. Let me go ahead and keep moving along. Let's go back up here to the hat. Okay. I think so far, so good. There we go. Okay. All right. And I'm going to have it go off the hat, come off to this side, actually. Go here. And we just go over the top, real big. And if I screw up, I'm not too worried about it right now. I'm just kind of practicing. But if you're watching, thank you very much. Let's see. And we'll just add a little. There we go. Okay. And maybe we'll go for the kind of pose. We'll figure. I'll work on it. Just keep thinking about it as I keep cruising along here about what will be like a good pose, and that's something to consider. Like when you're doing something like this, like should it be a pose that's just a real general pose and just standing there with his arms by his side, or should it be try to go for something like dynamic and conveying movement, things to think about like when you're trying to draw a character. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to get his eyes here. Okay, and I'll show you what I'm going to do here actually for his eyes. So I want his eyes actually, if you look here, to exaggerate, and I'm trying to exaggerate, his the top of his cheek, right where the top of his cheek meets his eye. I want to exaggerate that some. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, you notice that I didn't close off the eyes here. You see that? I'm going to go ahead and use that to make some lines there. There you go. See. So it makes him a little more, when you do that, it kind of makes him look a little more devious. So, okay. And so the eye that I'm going to use, I'm going to come up here to the side and show you the eye that I'm going to use. I think that Dr. Seuss really liked using this eye. I feel like I've seen this eye done like many times from Dr. Seuss. So I really like it, so I'm going to keep it. But you can see right up here, I'll bring it up a little bit closer so you can see. It's that little mark right there. Almost looks like a little crab claw. All right, so I'm going to use that. I like that. Real easy to do. There we go. Dang, that looks in like, man, those eyes, because they're like almost like little slits, kind of. They almost remind me of like reptiles, So something real mean about that, or they're like an absence of emotion, kind of. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and just make him with his arms crossed. I think I like that idea. Okay. So I'm going to decide that he's not going to be, we'll make him kind of skinny towards the top, and then I'll bring him out, his belly out, so he's got a, he's got more like of a bell shape kind of for his body. So I'm going to go for that. Already. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go off on the right arm first, okay? And I'll tell you what I'll do just to kind of help out here a little bit, help myself out. Sometimes you're trying to remember, oh, how's this going to look, and how am I going to do this to pull this off right, especially when you're dealing with folded arms or crossed arms. I'm going to have his right arm is going to end up with the hand on the outside here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'm just going to jam it out real quick, just kind of give an idea. We'll say the belly is about this big, okay? And we'll have his arm come out here and down, and it'll end up going across here, okay? And so here's where his hand is going to be, okay? And now what we can do is his other arm can come down and it'll come across this way. Alrighty? So that way we don't lose the idea of the belly. And you see right now, because of me drawing it in pencil, now it has ended up being, it's not as exaggerated as it should be, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that now. Alrighty? So now that I got kind of this framework for it, okay? So let's go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to go ahead, and I want this arm is going to be this right arm is the dominant one coming across that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and start there. I'm going to give him a little bit of a arch up his shoulder a little bit, and then come down. Okay, like that. And then we'll come up this way. And it's not going to go all the way across, because that other arm does have, the left arm that's folding across is going to cut that part off. So we're not going to see it entirely. So we're going to work both ends here a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure that his other arm is coming across. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I know that this area right here, let me go ahead and point it out. This area right here is where that hand needs to come out, because I've decided that hand's going to be the one that's exposed. So now I can go ahead and make sure that I just leave that open for it, okay? And the fact that I've drawn it with the pencil, I could really point that out for myself, okay? So let me go ahead and cruise down here and come up, okay? There we go. So now we got that. I can go ahead and finish this line here as well for this arm, okay? And you can see we've already started to get the arms folded there, okay? Alrighty, so let me go ahead and finish that. I'm going to go ahead and go this way, back over this way. Okay. Go ahead and cut this off right about right there. Okay. And I'm going to bring that arm down. There we go. Good. I like the way that sits, okay? All right, so now we can do, because I do want, there's a little bit of space right here, and I think this will work. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a few of the what is it, the trim or the cuff of the costume, because he's always wearing the Santa costume. I mean, I guess we could have done him without it, but I already put the hat on him, so let's go ahead and finish up the hand here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of start the edge of the hand here, and then the far side of the hand. So if it's your right hand coming across, I'm going to have the far side of the hand there come out. Okay. Okay. And again, I am trying to exaggerate it because we all know that, or if you've seen, especially if you watch in the cartoon version, they don't show him. I don't think he's scratching much stuff. But if you remember in the movie, he does run his hand across like a car or his finger, or I forget what he does. Oh no, he's opening, he's breaking into a window, and he goes like this, like in a circle, right? And he cuts the window like perfectly or whatever. So anyway, so I'll go ahead and do that now. We're gonna go ahead and bring his fingers down here, and I think what I'll do is, we'll start here probably with the pinky. Okay, we'll kind of go like that. There we go. Okay. Now we can work the rest of the fingers, and probably what I'll do is I'll leave him with, usually they do cartoons 4 fingers, so I'll probably just do that actually. Okay, and so we'll go with our next finger, and I'm not too worried about, do I get these, like, do I get these fingers perfect? I just want to get that idea, like, oh, it's just his hand, just kind of dangling off to the side. Okay. All right, and let's see. And if you're thinking about it, if you were like kind of sitting there, your hands, you do have to imagine a little bit what would your hand look like if it was just hanging there. Then that'll kind of give you an idea. Would all your fingers be visible? And so I'm gonna make it like that. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna hold it this way so you can kind of see. So you can see his hands, like, really, and by that rule, if you look at that, if we follow that logic, that his hand sticking up, hanging over the edge that far, then it shouldn't be too much or too far fetched that if we, imagine there's a hand back here in this area, that those claws would probably just, naturally off this side also, the hand could like show up over there too. Okay. And tell me what you think. Not necessarily like, oh, do you like it, but is what I'm saying as I'm describing this. Is it making some kind of sense to you? Because that's part of, like, when you're drawing, you're coming to a conclusion when you're doing it, and part of it, at least for aesthetic purposes, has to make some kind of sense. Especially if something goes like behind. So anyway, let me go ahead and keep going here. Finishing up with the body. Okay, I'm going to come down this way. Let's see, about right here. I like this. And then over here, like I said, I'm going to exaggerate it a little bit. Okay, there we go. Let's go this way. There we go. Okay, so now we made it to our little trim there. And then I'll go ahead and keep going. Okay, there we go. of see that it goes around. You can tell we left that little portion there. It goes around the edge. So let's see what else. Let's go ahead and keep going, okay? Let me go ahead and hold it up there a little closer for you so you can see. Okay, so far, this is what we have. Oh, a little lower. Okay. Alrighty. Go ahead and keep cruising along here. So just a note here before I move forward. I will be putting out another balloon tutorial. It's more of like a tips tutorial, but I just wanted to do something like in between, so that way, you know, we're doing two things. You get to see like a little bit of art practice, but also update you as well. Okay, alrighty, so let's go ahead and finish with his legs. We'll just do, let's see, let's go about right here. And we'll do just super basic just to finish it up. I can't remember if he's wearing, I don't think, okay, I'm gonna skip it. I'm just gonna go finish the legs. Just real simple, super skinny legs on the bottom here. Something like that. And then we'll do, I think it's something like that simple. Okay. I don't know. Feels funny like that it ended like that, but what we'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of, let's pretend, I guess, that he's like a little bit like furry, you know. Anyway, there it is. Okay, alrighty. Super basic. You know, pretty easy, like Grinch to do. Not too bad, you know. If you gotta make a Grinch in a pinch, maybe that'll work. So there it is. Okay. So you see, he's got his arms folded, and he's ready to destroy Christmas. Okay. Oh, different eyes that could be used on balloons. Yeah. Let me talk about that for a second. Actually, move that out of the way. I don't mind. Don't mind at all. So a couple of basic eyes that you can do are super easy. Let's start. I'll start in the corner over here, and then we'll make our way across. So you can always easily start with you know, just a circle, you know, circle-ish, and this is real simple. And this actually comes from anime, but it becomes really easy. So you do a circle inside of a circle. And this type of eye works well for caricature too. So let me go ahead and put a little circle here in the middle. Okay, so you got this. There we go. And then I'll have to keep turning it, but I'm not too worried. I'll just leave it like maybe angled or something. Okay, so now all I'm going to do from there is I'll show you. Let me go ahead and just do it and then talk about it. So both of them, I added these little you know, half or quarter circles like from that center circle, and now I can just block in these parts of the eye right here. Okay, and so what's nice is that this upper part can be the highlight, okay, and then the part below it you can add color if you wish to do so. Alrighty, so super easy eyes to do, and they always look super cute. I'll show you another set of eyes you can do that work out really well, especially if you are doing like a Loodle type character. Hopefully you know what a Loodle is. So let's say we have, you know, sometimes what I'll do is I will make a Loodle and I won't put the actual, you know, the actual nose of the character on there. So what I'll do is I'll draw it. So, you know, in a Loodle, a lot of times the balloon is, you know, you end up going across. Let me just draw it here just for a second so you can see what I mean, what I'm talking about. For anybody who's not sure what in the world is a Loodle. It's a balloon person, right? And so here's an example of a Loodle. There we go. Okay, alrighty. So let me go and hold that for a second. Hopefully this makes sense to you. You know, you got your two balloons going across here, and what would happen is you would draw your mouth and everything down here, and then your eyes would go in this top portion, and this is the balloon. This is what this is signifying, right? This here. But sometimes what I'll do is I will skip this and this, and it'll just be this balloon across, albeit a 350 or something like that, right? So that gives me plenty of room to draw on. And so what I'll do then is I'm going to do this face, and this face I think has worked out really well for me, and it could be really useful for you. And this was one of those that it made sense to practice it on paper first before I took it to balloons, and then realized like, oh dang man, I could do a lot of stuff with this. But watch this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work off of this. So you always start with this oval, you know, in the middle, and then you can work off of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go this way. So there you go, and it's going to work. You know, you're going to have to try it a couple times till you get, you know, kind of figured out a little bit on how exactly is it supposed to help. Okay, let me go ahead and bring it up a little bit higher so you can see. There you go. Hold it there just for a second so you can see what's going on. Okay, so you can really study it. Okay, and hopefully that makes sense in relation to the this over here. You know, you're starting to kind of see what I was talking about. You know, in traditional noodles, another thing you would do too is you would take balloons and make balloon eyes actually. So I'm just changing that. So let me show you the next step. Okay, now I'm going to add the eyes in here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make circles. There you go. Now look at this. Okay, this is an important thing to look at, pay attention to, is I'm making those circles, but the edge of that circle is only touching on here like a little bit, right? As opposed to, let me show you, if you do this, and this could probably still work, but I'll show you why it was. Okay. See, this one works okay, but now you've lost some of the pupil into the inside like of your eye there a little bit, okay? As opposed to this one, you can actually see the whole pupil, right? And so I'm under the idea that you know, when you see people, even in cartoons, 9 times out of 10 you see their whole pupil, not unless it's purposely being obscured. You know, I don't know, eyes half closed. You know, when you see a character that doesn't look, he may look annoyed or sad. Sometimes the eyes may be, or the pupil may be obscured a little bit. But let's go ahead and finish up with this though, okay? Just for a different set of eyes you can use. So let's take this right here, just to keep moving forward, about how you can use this for something. Okay, so this right here is a good starting point when it comes to what you're going to draw and add to it. Okay, so from here, watch what we can do. Okay, we can decide. Let's say we wanted this character to be sleepy. Okay, watch this. All we're going to do now is we're going to add our eyelid. Okay. Maybe set a little bit. Sad. And then to make him, you know, if you want him to be sleepy, then, you know, you could definitely have his mouth, you know, it could be, you know, here, maybe he's, you know, his mouth has our lean expression. Okay. Now if we start again, we're at this point again, and we have to draw this face again, and we decide, oh, the character is now going to be angry. Now we change the direction simply by changing the direction of this eyelid. You can see already he already got a lot more intense by that simple. So this foundation is a good way to move forward. Okay, well, I'm moving it out of your way there. Okay, and then of course you can make the mouth, you know, you can make the mouth angry, you know, for emphasis of the anger. And now the eyebrows can also come down. See all these little additions off of that simple, you know, just the simple nose and eyes, getting it started. Okay. So hopefully that's something that can make sense for you. Practice it on your own and try different versions. when you're ready to turn it, if you say, oh, well, what if it's a woman? Okay, same thing. Now we're going to add a few feminine details that are going to help it out. But let me go down here and draw another one. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and add eyelashes. Okay. And this time I skipped, and then if you want, you decide, oh, what kind of lips are we going to add to it? You know what I mean? So, so these are just different things you can do for it if you're trying to help it out. What are you going to turn it into when it's all said and done? Okay. But it's just a real basic thing that you can do to take your art, and it's nothing crazy like that you don't have to spend like hours getting better at it. In trying all different types of things. Sometimes it could just be as simple as committing to a handful of things that do well for you. Okay. Alrighty. So let me go ahead and keep going. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and doodle another thing. Oh, let me go ahead and take a quick drink here, actually. Let's see about what time we're at. Oh, okay, good. Oh, hey, hello. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you have any questions, though, like if there's something that I was doing about this here that was unclear, that you're like, man, I don't know, I can't use that. Like, let me know, because I'm not saying that, oh, this is the best that you're going to be able to do, and then don't try anything else. I'll just share with you what has worked for me. When somebody asks me, hey man, can you make this or can you make that? Because sometimes what will happen is I work at a restaurant doing balloons, and there's going to be people that come up and they're like, hey, can you make that person, and they'll point someone over at the table, and I'm not gonna try to draw like them exactly, but if you know how to make like a noodles are like a balloon caricature, but 9 times out of 10, this type of face that I was showing you works for them, and it looks super cute. So, and that's the main thing. It is tough for people to say no, to cute things. It's tough for them to say I don't like that to cute things. Okay, alrighty. So anyway, what do you think so far? Oh, thank you very much, Michelle. I really appreciate that. And then, so let's go ahead and draw a little something, another cute something, or another something that you are wondering. Like I said, if I didn't cover exactly what you meant, just again, type it up. Say, hey man, expand on that, please, and I sure will. Okay. But while in the meantime, I'll show you some other things that I do when I'm practicing, especially like you probably noticed that I'm using just the Crayola marker. In the future, I think what I'm going to try to do is get the thing like over my shoulder, kind of, because what's going to happen is if I try and draw with this on that side over there, it's going to come across like upside down to you, and that wouldn't have been cool. So I find myself what happened is I would record over there, but then I would have to flip it or mirror it, kind of. Okay. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and keep drawing. I don't want to just be talking the whole time. So let's go ahead and like I said, if you have a request, hit me up, because I want to make sure that not only am I drawing, but I'm doing it so you guys can see something maybe that you like. Okay. Alrighty. So back to what I was saying. Practice. Just like when you do face painting, I would do something like practice my thin to thick to thin, kind of. See that? Super, something really easy to do, but what happens is you start to give yourself a little bit of control over your line work, basically. Okay. And so you can do little hash marks. That's one thing you can do. I like doing hash marks. They're it's really easy to do, but it gets you in the habit of really trying to control your marker. And what it does, and if you guys know the artist Dutch, he talks about this in his face painting, and he was saying in one of his intros, he was talking about that, about how the the thickness of the marker, conveys weight, and that's an important thing, especially when you're in the shadow of a character, or that portion of the drawing. It can make a lot of sense for that to happen. Okay, a lot of times what I'll do if I'm doing caricature, yeah, exactly, just like in calligraphy. Yep. Um, but yeah, you definitely, you gotta, you end up training yourself that way. Okay. And people always ask me that too. When you go to, like when we go to gigs, and we do the they always ask us, oh, how long have you been twisting balloons? Well, the same question asked, how long have you been drawing, and then, did you teach yourself, that kind of stuff. But the truth is, I got a book on it, and I was practicing, and the book is true when it says, you end up like, with a lot of bad drawings, and that's just because we got these habits that we've developed over time, basically, and so you have to kind of train yourself to break those. So anyway, so I'll show you. I'll do some more. I'm going to do one that just so you can see it drawn on paper. Just because I always end up drawing it on the balloon, I'm going to draw it here on paper, and that is the little cat face that I like to use when people ask me to do like a quick little cat. I always do this face, and I end up doing this type of face on a there we go. So you can see it's kind of little arched eyes there with the eyelashes on them, and then a little heart nose because it looks super cute, and then we can do our little muzzle from there. Okay, and then after we get our little muzzle, we can go ahead and get our little whiskers. Okay, and if you want to add, yeah, so the difference, I mean, for some, okay, I'll tell you what, it would be funny because that's a good question. Mariano was asking, what's the difference drawing on a balloon than paper? The balloon is now, as opposed to a drawing pad, I can hold it here and it's a nice flat surface. The balloon is, but, sometimes, like with the drawing pad, I got a lot more surface, right? So I can rest my hand on there. You don't always necessarily have a place to rest your hand, so you do end up, using, like in face painting, using something, like in my case, I will put my finger on there, just kind of lift my hand off a little bit to give me a chance to draw on it. And I would say, challenge next time you go to a gig and it's ready to draw, and I will do this sometimes for the kids, especially if I'm doing Pikachu. I'll be like, hey, you want to draw the Pikachu? Go ahead, and I'll show them like where to draw it. And especially if they've already seen me draw one, show them like, oh yeah, just make sure and draw it there. And it really can be a struggle, especially if you're not doing it all the time. So it's just one of the things that practice. It's just because of it being on a different surface is all it is. That would be the difference. And so you do have to practice and get a knack for it, and realize that you can't rest all of your hand on the balloon like you could on the notepad, which is what most people are used to doing. They're used to putting their hand down and resting in it, just like they ever do every day they write. When people draw, that's what they do as well. Okay, so anyway, I would say those are the differences. That's a good question, by the way, because yeah, you end up using your pinky just to end up drawing on there, right? Lift it up a little bit. So just for the sake of drawing, I'm going to go ahead and draw on this cat some more, actually, just real quick. Just for the fun of it. I had some kiddo, I was getting ready to draw it was a princess is what she was getting ready to be, and she said she wanted to be the cat princess, so might as well just keep drawing the cat here now, draw the rest of the face there. Okay, alrighty, so let's see, our ears are about like right there, so we'll go ahead and bring that down. There we go. And we'll kind of see the back of the ear right there. There we go. Alrighty. So you can kind of see. Hopefully that's good for you. Okay. Alrighty. And let's go ahead and keep drawing the rest of it. Okay. And we'll go ahead and bring the. You know what I'm gonna do? Actually, I'll make sure that We'll do like the little hair right there. And we'll go ahead and keep going down here. Now what I'm going to do, actually, let's go ahead and bring the little body. Okay. So this is kind of like the little back area. And then what I'll do is I'll bring it out even more. Okay. So we get our cat more of a body there. See that? Okay. And now what I'll do is, you know, when you're drawing a cat, you could go, just depend on how much time you have. Of course, you could have it standing or whatever, but it always looks cute with it just, you know, with the tail just like kind of out like this. And we'll give it like a big, you know, big old fluffy tail. So it ends up doing two things really. See, we get the tail like to come out like that, and then we could still give the little leg here off to the side. So we get like our little edge of the thigh there, the back leg. Okay. Now we can still give ourselves our little one of our little arms there. Front arms. Okay. And I'll go ahead and add the other little arm right there too. Okay. Alright. Good. Okay. But again, just a real basic cat. Super simple. And you know, this right here is one of those things where you gotta, you know, if you're trying to draw a cat in a pinch, you know, you'll be like, dude, I'll draw that cat like quick. You know, you don't have to worry about it because the tail saved like half of the details there. Okay. Alrighty. So let me go ahead and keep drawing. I still got more space down here, so I'm going to keep drawing a little bit more, and then I'll go ahead and cut out of here. I didn't even pay attention to how long I was drawing. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Give me a second. I'll just take a quick look up here, and then I'll. Oh my goodness. Okay, I went way over the time. Okay. Alrighty. I think I did more talking than I actually did drawing. So if you have any questions, though, just leave in the comments. No worries. I'll keep looking at it, but I'll go ahead and end up drawing just a little bit more right here. Okay. Let's do a quick, just like maybe a turkey's head, like right here, maybe. Okay. So let's do this. Let's start with our eyes. We'll go with like big goofy eyes, a goofy eye, and we'll have them like looking. We'll have it looking like that direction or something. Alright, and so I'm going to go ahead, before I move to the beak, I'm going to go down, and we'll have that little moco right there, okay? And then we'll go with our beak here. There we go. And then we can get his other eye on there. There we go, okay? So as we have so far, oh, a spider, yeah, okay, all right, sorry, turkey. You are delayed. Let's go to a spider, okay? So I'll show you, let's do a couple, actually, because it just depends on how much time you have when you're getting ready to do a spider. So I'm going to show you the spider that I like to do on my, if I get a Spider-Man balloon, I'll go ahead and hold it up here just a moment. Let me just end up, go ahead and fill this in real quick. Much faster when you do it on a balloon. And you get that chisel tip, but this worked out okay. Okay. So this is what we have. You know, sometimes what we'll do is we'll just round the head there, but I went ahead and I just turned it in, you know, I just do a U, and then I go ahead and open it up or finish the rest of the circle, and then I got the big circle there. So, and then we got our legs. Okay. And this right here, if you notice, this is part of having that good, you know, just practice with the marker, how you can get those nice pointy legs. Looks kind of cool when you're able to do that consistently. We go and hold that up. Okay. And then we got our back legs. Okay. There you go. So that's a good example right there. Okay. Now, even if you aren't like, you know, because we're not drawing on the balloon with the Crayola, doesn't matter. You know, you could still get, you know, something consistent. That's the whole thing that you want. You know, just going for consistency. So if you got a logo that you got down that you do good with, then by all means, you know, go for it. So there it is. So super easy spider that you can do. If you're face painting a spider, it depends on, you know, how big the kid is. You can definitely do, you know, simple as this one seems so funny, um, but it'll work. Again, it's one of those where, you know, the legs are doing the work like for you, and you can easily, you know, and it's up to you at this point when you get this part, because now we've ended up with our body and our legs there. You can definitely come down here if you want, and you can do the head portion, or you can even do this, and I'll show you. I'll just do this one as an example. Okay, so we have our eyes there, and then you could draw the little cute eyes, and then just block them in. Okay, so you could do that. And then it could be, you know, hanging from, you get your little spider web, and then it could be hanging from their what you call it, what was I gonna say? Oh, it could be hanging from the edge of their eye. Whatever, if you're doing a face paint. So okay, so the question, let's see, how about a girl's face, something simple for line twisting, and then what markers are you using, or are your favorite to use on balloons? Oh, okay. Sharpie always works really good, especially if you get a chisel tip though. I've been using some Avery markers as well. Let's see, do I have one nearby? No, I don't. No. Okay, that's okay. Probably the next one. Just to remind me, I've been, yeah, Avery. They're pretty cheap and they work. You can get those also in chisel tip. And so let's see, real quick, a girl's face, something simple. Okay, I'll show you. So we'll just pretend the balloon is here, and then I'll try to draw on the face. Okay. So we'll do like this. And let's say we've done a loop here. Okay. Let's get our hair on the sides here so people can actually see. Oh, that's a, you know, that's a girl balloon or whatever you want to say. And then we'll say there's a loop of hair off to the side here. Okay. And so this going to be our face is going to be right there. Okay. So just real simple. We're going to do a letter like a little C, and I will keep the nose small. Okay. Like a little C. All right. That's going to be our nose, and then. And just like we did with the cat's eyes, okay? Okay, and I'll show it to you again. See that we have just like we did the cat's eyes, we have that arching eyes, like they're happy, they're smiling, and then we got our eyelashes, and then you can do your little eyebrows up high too, okay? And now for the smile, you can have a simple mouth turned up if you want. Okay, so that would be over here, mouth turned up if you want, or you can even do, what I like to do is like this, like really happy. See, so the mouth is like really open. There you go. Let me hold that up there for you. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. And if you got guts, let's say if you got guts, because sometimes, you know, you start drawing, you're like, oh no, I don't want to run this. Like I made it this far. You can definitely do a little line there to signify like, oh, that's my teeth, you know. So, and then if you have like some people will keep like a pink makeup in their kit, and it's just so they can dab on like a little bit of blush on the cheeks. But let me know if that is meaningful to you at all. So anyway, there it is right there. Okay. Super simple. And back to what I was saying about the other one. Let's say, you know, you don't want to do that face, and you actually do want to draw the face on there. You can definitely go back to refer back to this face that I was talking about earlier. You know, and have your you know, you can decide, oh, okay, this is gonna be my eyebrows, and then do your eyelashes from there. So it's gonna be a different style at that point, you know. So we'll go ahead and add some eyelashes here towards the bottom, and again, we still got the big smile. And I'm gonna head and add the lips. Okay. And like I said, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be real cartoony, but it'll still get the it'll still get the job Done, okay? Oh, like the face on my prints from the rocks. Yeah, it's a little bit different, but yeah, absolutely. That one, I was able to spend a little more time with it. That one was more the eyes have a different shape than that one. Um, they're more like they're more like this. Oops. Okay. And then because like I said, I was able to spend more time, so you see the eyes are a different shape in that one. Okay. Um, but ultimately, it's going to be one of those things where you end up practicing it more and more, and then you get used to it. If I'm finishing up this one, I'm probably doing like I did earlier to start. I'm doing this type of eye, just to jam it out. And what happens is I end up giving myself a place, and I'll show you here. Let me go ahead and finish up here as I'm talking. Okay, let's do our eyebrows from here. Eyelashes. Go over. Okay. So you see an example here. I'll go ahead and bring it up. Okay. So now the difference, though, from these eyes to those eyes, I did a combination of things. I was able to add our eyelashes here. You can see, and here actually, versus this one over here has no eyelids, and this one actually does have eyelids. See, and then we were able to still also add the eyebrows on top. Okay, and now what I changed here as well is now our eye color. I could put it inside here. Okay, I'm not too worried about it going around the outside. Okay, because this is now the highlight of the eyes, or the highlight of the pupil, and this is the eye color there. Okay, alrighty, there it is right there. Hopefully, some of this stuff was useful for you, and I guess I'll skip the turkey and for like another time. maybe next week or something. I don't know. But anyway, hopefully you got something out of this. Go back and rewatch it. Listen to some of the stuff I was saying if you need to, or just comment down below. And then probably what I'll do is I'll make sure to try to get on there and help you out. Okay? Because it's always fun to draw anyway, even if you aren't doing it on balloons. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out of here, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Happy twisting, everybody, even though there was no twisting. Bye.